Howdy folks, friends, vinyl community. Welcome to my vinyl inbox for the month of May 2016. Hope everyone's doing well, having a great day. I got quite a stack of records here I picked up in the past month that I want to talk about, want to share with you all. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Just first off, I got a couple of CDs here to talk about new releases. First thing I got here, I picked up the new Beyonce album, Lemonade. Awesome album. I'm really digging it. This came with the DVD of the visual album and the CD itself to listen to, and I did enjoy watching the visual album and experiencing it that way. That's how it was meant to be experienced. It was really cool. So yeah, awesome album. Love Beyonce, and this is another great one from her. So got that picked up this month. And then along sort of those similar lines, another thing I picked up is the new Ariana Grande album, Dangerous Woman. Of course, I picked up her last album on vinyl a month or so ago. Really enjoyed her, as I said, saw her on Saturday Night Live and really enjoyed her humor and her talent, and just want to do that. So I've been digging her new album as well. Then for the month of May, near Memorial Day weekend is always the Florida Folk Festival here. Had another really great time, great experience there. They have tons of stages set up all throughout. It's held in a state park. They have tons of stages set up throughout the park, and you can just kind of wander around. Any other schedules if you want to look for something in particular, but I just like to sort of wander around and let my ear guide me, and if something interesting perks my ear, I like to just sort of sit down and check out who's playing, and stumbled upon a group of guys, actually a couple brothers. They are the Anderson brothers, and this is their group. Their group is titled Brother Brother. This is their CD here. Couple of young guys doing sort of a modern folk kind of thing. If you like the Lumineers or Mumford & Sons, that kind of stuff, the modern folk sort of thing, very upbeat, very fast-paced folk music. That is what kind of thing they're doing. They're really good. There is the poster of them. I took a few photos while I was there watching them play. Yeah, just really dug it. That was sort of my new discovery from the Florida Folk Festival this year was Brother Brother. Really dig that kind of music and like their vibe, and it's good music. So check them out if you're into that kind of thing. The headliner of the night was Arlo Guthrie. This is the third time he's headlined the Florida Folk Festival, so it was okay. It was an enjoyable show. But yeah, I've seen Arlo a couple times before, and it was just a nice experience and a nice evening, and it was just nice to be outside and listening to some live music. So that was the Florida Folk Festival. Already looking forward to next year. It's always a really nice experience, and as I said, it's in a state park, so it's a really beautiful place to be. Beautiful place to be outdoors and having great music and good food and artists, and just really cool place. So next thing I have to talk about, I pre-ordered the new album from the Casket Girls. This is titled The Night Machines. Just released this past month. Definitely a bit of a different twist on the Casket Girls. Here are their previous releases. So yeah, as you can see from the cover art on this one, quite a different look here on this. Definitely a darker sort of feel to it. The Casket Girls are a couple of sisters again. We just talked about Brother Brother. These are some sisters from Savannah, Georgia, and they teamed up with Ryan Graveface, an electronic music producer, and he does electronic backgrounds for these two girls to harmonize over and sing over. There's the gatefold with lyrics, and came with a cool poster. Bunch of different cards and stickers and just crazy amounts of stuff here. Great Face Records always puts in a lot of extras with their albums. Just kind of cool, neat little things to go along with the album. And this is on a really nice gray marble vinyl. Really cool looking. So yeah, different approach aesthetically as far as the album artwork goes, and the sound is sort of taken a little bit of a darker turn as well. I just got this like a week ago, haven't had the chance to really dig into it fully yet, but a cool new album from the Casket Girls. And they also sent along the Marshmallow Ghost, which is another thing I haven't had the chance to check out. So don't know much about this, but it looks pretty neat. Just a freebie they threw in, so that was cool. Next up, I got a couple of pickups. I think these were pickups from, I don't know where these were pickups from. A thrift store somewhere, but I'm not sure which one anymore. First one I got here is this Jose Jimenez comedy album. It's Jose Jimenez in Orbit and Bill Dana on Earth. This is a very sort of a space age sort of comedy thing. I think it's a bit racist. We've been watching a lot of space related documentaries and shows and dramas about the space age, and they often reference this comedian, and so I just wanted to pick one up and just check it out for myself, just to see what it's all about. So saw this, as I said, in a thrift store somewhere cheap, and decided to grab that. Next up, we got a Rare Earth album. This is a later one from 1975, Back on Earth, or Back to Earth. It is on the Rare Earth label. And the next thing I got here is a Gary Wright album. Don't see a date on this one, but this is Gary Wright with Footprint. That's something different I've never seen. The inner sleeve has an Ansel Adams print on it. Oh yeah, another neat thing about this is a white label promo. A&M Records here, and still no date on this, but I like Gary Wright sometimes and want to hear more of his albums. I've kind of only heard like Dreamweaver, basically, is my experience with Gary Wright so far. These next couple ones were in the free bin at the local 2nd and Charles. They're kind of like a half-price books kind of place where they buy and sell used media of all kinds. I guess they just went through their vinyl and cleared out some stuff that just wasn't selling, so they put it out in the free bins, and I picked up a couple of them. First thing I got here is the Bob James 3 with Grover Washington Jr. on CTI Records. This is just some very funky, fusion-y kind of jazz. It's the gatefold. Just okay, something fun to pick up and listen to. Copy of 10 Years After, A Space in Time. This one has some water damage on it, which is probably why it didn't sell. But the vinyl itself is nice, so I think I might be an upgrade for the vinyl on this one for my copy. Got a copy of the Rotary Connection, self-titled. Really cool stuff here. Glad I picked this one up. The jacket's a little rough on this one again, but cool one to listen to. Definitely going to be probably keeping this one or looking for a nicer copy of it. Like them quite a bit. And the last one out of the free bin, got this copy of Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush Live, 1978. Really cool, sort of bluesy, rocky kind of live stuff here. Definitely enjoyed hearing that. That was a good listen and a good pickup for free. All right, next thing I got here from the same store, from the 2nd and Charles store. Found a couple of used albums here. First thing I grabbed is another album from the Canadian band Lighthouse. This one is titled Thoughts on Moving On. Killer artwork on this one. Love the artwork on that. Brad Johansson is the artist on that. There's the inner gatefold with the photo of the band and some lyrics and whatnot on the Evolution Records label. Another new one for me. So yeah, Lighthouse features is one of the founding members is Skip Profov of the band The Poppers. So if you're familiar with the band The Poppers, check these guys out too. You might like them as well. And the next one here, one I definitely couldn't leave behind. I'm going to have to kind of censor this cover a bit. But we got the Blind Faith album here. A classic sort of band cover here, I guess, or not necessarily a band cover, but a very controversial cover, I guess you could say. And I'm kind of into collecting albums with controversial covers on them, so I couldn't leave this behind. It was, I think it was $5. It was really cheap, $4 or $5. It was very cheap. I think that later became the album cover on there. Of course, you got Eric Clapton, Steve Winwood, Ginger Baker, and Rich Gretsch on here. Good musically as well. Really good album, good solid album, and yeah, that was a cool pickup for a couple bucks. Didn't think I would ever have this one in the collection, but now I do. These next couple here are from an estate sale. Don't normally go to estate sales, but I've gone to a couple in the past month. Just sort of feel like checking some more out, seeing what I can find. I've been trying to do some more buying and selling on eBay to help bring in some extra money. So I'm starting to sort of look for other options as far as finding things. So far, haven't found anything really great at estate sales, but giving it a try from time to time. Gave a couple of albums to Mike from this estate sale, and I picked up a few things for myself. Got a copy of Frank Sinatra's Cycles, still in shrink, really clean. All these albums from this estate sale were really nice and clean, and didn't look like they listened to them too much. Reprise label, the custom one with Frank's face on it. And then I got a sealed Christmas album here. This is Christmas in Germany. This is on the Capital International series. Some traditional German Christmas music, so I look forward to giving this a spin around the holidays. I do have quite a bit of German heritage in my family, so it'd be cool to sort of check this out and experience it, and since it was sealed, I thought I would grab that. Next up was a sort of a clearance record from Hastings, I think. I just sort of went through their list. They sent me an email and found this one they had it for $4 or $5, and it's an album I don't have on vinyl. It's an album I had on CD at one point. I don't even think I have it on CD anymore. It's a classic hip-hop album, but it's something I never really found to be that amazing, and it's a good album. It's a solid album, but I don't see why it's a classic. But this is Nas's Illmatic. This is the 20th anniversary reissue of it. Yeah, classic hip-hop album. As I said, it's not something that has ever really done anything for me. It's good. His rhymes are okay. I like some of his later stuff better than this one. But yeah, Nas's Illmatic. Picked that up for a few bucks, sure. That was a good one. Next up, I have to talk about quite a stack of stuff from Vinyl Me Please. As I said in my last month's update, since I wasn't able to do Record Store Day, I kind of went crazy with the Vinyl Me Please order this month. So the first thing we have here is, of course, the album of the month for Vinyl Me Please, which is Weezer's Pinkerton. Definitely a classic of theirs, even though at the time when it was released, it was not very well received, but later became a huge hit for them. This is also the 20th anniversary of this, I believe. I believe it was released in '96. This cool sort of pop-out gatefold cover. Really cool Japanese art on the cover as well. I like the artwork. The music, yeah, this Weezer in general is not for me. I picked up their album, I believe it was last year. They released a new album. I just can't get into this music at all. It's very harsh and loud and garagey and punky, and just I can't get into it at all. There is the lyrics. Nice little insert they did for this. Of course, being a Vinyl Me Please release, there is an art print. Really like the art print on this one as well, done by Fuko Ueda, a Japanese artist who works in acrylic that she thins out to do a watercolor kind of effect. Really cool looking. So yeah, it kind of has a watercolory kind of look to it, but the very strong colors of an acrylic paint. Really cool, really interesting. So that was a cool add-on. And then they just included a sort of a promotional poster here with some of the picks of the month. And another really nice thing about this copy of Pinkerton is it was pressed on this really cool marbly blue and black vinyl, dark blue with black sort of marbling in it. Really pretty. It was also pressed using the mobile fidelity stampers, so it does sound pretty good. Really nice pressing, even though it isn't 180 gram, it's probably 140 gram pressing, 140, 150 gram. But just a really nice pressing. I believe it's pressed at RTI because of the sleeve here. So yeah, that is the Vinyl Me Please record of the month. I actually, I'm going to be selling this one. I have a friend who wants it, and it's just not something for me. As I said, I've tried to listen to Weezer in the past, and it's not my thing. I'm not going to listen to this again. So going to be passing this one on, but still love Vinyl Me Please. If you want to subscribe to Vinyl Me Please, I'll have a referral link down in the show notes below. I would appreciate if you use that referral link. It lets them know that I sent you, and I've really been enjoying getting a different album each month. Sometimes it's a new album, sometimes it's a reissue of a classic album. They always do really nice pressings, always nice packaging. They make it unique to Vinyl Me Please, so it's a really cool club to be part of. They send out some great emails a couple times a month about new artists that they discovered, and it's a really enjoyable experience so far. Next couple here are also from Vinyl Me Please. They have sort of curated add-ons you can get each month. Sometimes they're unique just to Vinyl Me Please. Sometimes they're just new releases that they think are cool. First one I got here is the new one from Aesop Rock, The Impossible Kid. Aesop Rock is part of this modern sort of resurgence of hip-hop artists, really young guys that are really doing some really new cool things, blending a lot of different genres together and really giving some new energy into the hip-hop scene. And I'm really enjoying these guys, you know, like Kendrick Lamar and stuff. So this is really cool, sort of a trip-hoppy, electronic, glitchy kind of hip-hop, really good lyrically as well. This one comes with a giant poster. This thing's like 8 feet by 6 feet or something. I won't be able to open it fully. There's the back with some lyrics, and then kind of the front there. And then the inner sleeves are kind of just line arts of the artwork as well. Really cool artwork, and 2 LP set. First one is on a lime green, and the second one's sort of on a magenta color to sort of match the album artwork as well. So yeah, really cool package, really cool piece of vinyl, and a really good sort of modern new wave of hip hop kind of album here. Definitely I'm really digging this kind of stuff, and so glad to have picked that up. Next thing we got here is a new release by John Carpenter. This is John Carpenter's Lost Themes 2. You know, did electronic music for horror films a lot, and really cool sort of dark, cool electronic ambient kind of work. Really nice die cut on this one. His face. And that one's just on black vinyl. It's on the Sacred Bones record label. Really cool record label. I do like a lot of the releases on that label. And then the last thing I picked up from Vinyl Me Please this past month is the new album from Juliana Barwick. This is titled Will. This is on Dead Oceans, and Juliana Barwick is a female vocalist, but she does sort of tape manipulations with her voice, and it's really interesting, very artsy kind of vocal work. Really cool. Just a plain inner sleeve on that one. And then a nice art print with some liner notes on it. And they call this rose gold vinyl, but I'd call it more of a peach. It's sort of a marbly peach color here. Really cool. This is, I believe this color is unique to Vinyl Me Please. So yeah, those are my Vinyl Me Please pickups for the month of May. So this is the soundtrack to the last Star Trek movie. This is Into Darkness soundtrack. Really cool soundtracky kind of orchestral mixed with electronic music, just a modern movie score. Really enjoyed this one quite a bit. Liner notes and photo there. It's just on black vinyl. Been hearing a lot about this guy, a lot of his music on the on some of the different podcasts I listen to, and finally it sort of clicked with me what was so cool about his music. So I decided to pick up his latest album here. This is Sturgill Simpson with A Sailor's Guide to Earth. Really cool sort of psychedelic country kind of thing here. I'm really digging what he's doing here. He does a cover of Nirvana's In Bloom on here. Really nice artwork on this one as well. Comes with a CD copy of the album. Inner sleeve with some printed lyrics on it. Is on black vinyl as well. Really digging this one. I don't really do much country music, but this is country with a really unique twist to it. It's definitely something that works well together as a sort of almost a concept album. Really cool listening to this, really enjoying it, and yeah, good stuff. Next thing, something I've been looking at for a couple of months now. When I first saw it, I thought it was kind of gimmicky, but the more I sort of listened to it and explored it, it's good. It's really good. I'm really enjoying this, and that is Science and Magic from Lil Bub, called A Soundtrack to the Music, or Soundtrack to the Universe. It's sort of a collaboration between Lil Bub and Andrew WK. Really cool, sort of spacey electronic music mixed in with some mewing and meowing from Lil Bub. As I said, on the surface it sounds kind of cheesy, but it kind of works, and I enjoyed it. This came with a download as well as a poster here. So there's a poster from the movie, and this is also on colored vinyl. And they called it Cat's Eye Green, I believe, there. So it's kind of a green with a black center. Really nice. All right, next up, got a couple pieces of early electronic music that I picked up at Arrow's Aim Records here in town. First one I got here is one from Walter Sear. This is titled The Copper-Plated Integrated Circuit. This is on Command Records. Really cool piece of early electronic music. There's Walter working there, checking things out. So really interesting early electronic stuff. Does some sort of pop music of the time. Does a cover of Hey Jude, Revolution. So some Beatles type stuff on here, as well as some compositions he did himself. So very early electronic music, and I really dig this. I like to collect it when I get the chance, so pick that one up. And this next one is one I never thought I would have in my collection, but stumbled across it in the wild and had to have it. And that is a classic. This is a classic electronic music album. This is Morton Subotnick's Silver Apples of the Moon. I can't believe I have this in my collection. Really classic album on the None Such label. Really classic electronic music. It's been described as sort of early techno music. It's very out there. The first side is a struggle to get through, but once you get through the first side and flip over to the second side, it sort of all comes together in this crescendo of electronic sounds, and it's just really awesome. So it has this really nice slow build to it, and then this burst of energy at the end here, and it's just definitely awesome, and I'm really glad I picked this up. Really cool piece to add to my collection, and as I said, never thought I would have this in the collection, but glad I do now. As I said, that's on the None Such label. They did release some very interesting things. Even though it was typically a classical music label, they did really release some interesting folk kind of things and electronic kind of things, so really neat label. And then the last thing I have to talk about here is another stack of 10 records from Goodwill, 10 for $2 still. So let's just go ahead and get into this. First one we have here is E. Power Biggs plays Bach. The 4 organs from the Freiburg Cathedral. They sort of play them all together and did sort of this quadraphonic kind of thing with all the different organs playing at once. I haven't had the chance to spin this yet, but I do love organ music, so thought I would pick that up. Next thing I picked up, Van Morrison Live album, 2-record set, recorded in LA and London from 1973. Got the cool Van Morrison VCLT from Mike, and it's cool to find this one as well. Nice trifold there. Some surf music here. We got Jan and Dean, the little old lady from Pasadena. The Beach Boys, the Little Deuce Coupe. Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs with Little Red Riding Hood. That's a classic. And a really good find for a thrift store. Don't really find that one there that much. Got an Ella Fitzgerald album here, Hello Dolly. Got a Ramsey Lewis Trio album, Hang On Ramsey. And got an upgrade copy to DJ Jazzy Jeff from the Fresh Prince. He's the DJ, I'm the rapper. This is one I almost ordered an upgrade of it on Discogs recently, and glad I didn't because I found it at Goodwill for 20 cents. Definitely a favorite of mine. One of the first albums I bought with my own money was this album. Really cool. My other copy has the edge is kind of roughed up. It was like a DJ copy, I think, so the cover is in bad shape on it. But this one is nice and clean looking, and it's neat to sort of find it in Goodwill in amongst these old 50s and 60s jazz records. So that was kind of weird, but cool find. Next thing I got here is the California Raisins. This is their album from 1987. Heard It Through the Grapevine is on here. So that's a cool sort of classic piece of 80s collection here on the Priority record label, which is kind of ended up being like a hip-hop label. And the last thing I got here is a story record here. This is Star Trek with Passage into Moav, In Vino Veritas, and The Crier in Emptiness. Peter Pan record here, storybook kind of record. So just to make it 10 albums, I threw that one in. So that was my pickups for the month of May 2016. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a long one, a lot of pickups, but hope you're doing well, having a great time. Hope you're having a great month and having a great summer, getting out and enjoying the outdoors some. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Cheers.